Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Let me tell you something. This Civil War thing going on is insane. Civil War issue number 7. If you didn't think it could get any crazier, look, the whole idea that Miles Morales, Spider-Man, is going to wind up killing Hydra, Captain America, like you'd believe it. You'd believe it because he's not the right Captain America, or so it seems. You know, he's Hydra possessed, so you start to believe it. Maybe this really could happen. But it gets worse. Ulysses, the Inhuman who has this ability to seemingly predict the future, Tony's been realizing more and more that he's influencing it much against, his will. It's not like he wants to, but it's happening. He goes into the future, not his body, but his mind. He goes into the future and he meets up with, guys, Old Man Logan. One of the Hulk kids is standing behind Ulysses and he's like, meat, and he's going to kill him, and Wolverine just schnick and goes right in him and just rips him apart, kills him. And he's like, oh, hey, you should be careful. But now Ulysses knows that his time is limited here, and unfortunately he's not being smart. He just doesn't really know who Logan is. Logan's like the most stubborn SOB that you're ever going to come across. So yeah, you're not going to get information out of him. Like at best you can go quid pro quo, and Ulysses doesn't get that. He knows his time is limited and he's trying to get Logan to give him as much info as he can. The most Logan gives him is that, you're an Inhuman. He's like, why are you here? All the Inhumans left after, the Stark thing. Tony Stark is the reason for it. He's saying, what? What do you mean? What did Tony Stark do? He says, well, he pushed her too far. And that's really the most that he's able to get out of him. So the Inhumans left Earth. They went off into space someplace, left everybody else to their own devices, and Tony Stark pushed her too far. We don't know who the her is. But I'm going to give you a little bit of speculation because I'm also reading all of the Iron Man titles, even though I really don't like Stark. But and that includes the issues that that canceled already. They're trying to get us to believe that it's Miss Marvel. Now, Miss Marvel, yes, she comes by and she seemingly kills Tony Stark in this issue. I think that's pretty much established here. But I don't believe it's her that got pushed too far. Guys, I fully believe that the person that they're referring to is Amara. Now, I'm expecting that there's going to be a time in the future where I'm going to refer back to this particular episode that I'm filming now, because I really believe that it's Amara that he pushes too far. If you read the infamous Iron Man thing that's going on right now, the past 2 issues, if you read the Invincible Iron Man, not the current run, but the run that just ended prior so that this current run with Riri Williams could start, I believe that they're talking about Amara because she was in the process of working on something that was going to end mutants. Also, when you look at Death of X, issue number 4 of 4, I just reviewed that also this week. The whole idea that mutants are going to end doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to kill all the mutants. Maybe they do find some kind of way to immunize the rest of the mutants, but no more mutants. As Scarlet Witch had said one time, no more mutants. That seems to be the big thing that Disney's pushing Marvel to do in the first place. And I believe it's much to Marvel's chagrin, but they're kind of stuck doing what they're told to do. So I believe that Amara is going to renew her research again to actually end mutant kind. And that's a very interesting thing. The Inhumans just picking up and leaving. This is why I love what Marvel's doing right now. Look, right now DC has got some fantastic individual storylines that aren't really talking to each other. But here, it doesn't take too much to see the comics that really are talking to each other right now. You don't necessarily have to read, oh, this is a Civil War tie-in for this and this, because we are really kind of tired of that. And Marvel listens. Marvel listens to when their fans say things like that. We're tired of this, we're tired of that. So Marvel's saying, okay, you know what? Done. You want to read these other stories? You'll find out a little bit more, like I'm doing. I'm finding out a little bit more. But if you don't choose to read those, you're going to find out everything eventually. And that's the great thing. Or, just tune into Comic Book University, subscribe, enroll, tuition free. and I'll give you all the lowdowns. But in the meantime, this leads to a confrontation, and a very cool confrontation, where Miles Morales goes to the Capitol building, and Captain America goes to the Capitol building also. And the reason why they go to the scene of the potential future crime is that they want to prove that it's not going to happen, both of them. But they both have their doubts. Of course they would. Now the police show up and they want to arrest Miles Morales. And all I'm saying is they're screaming at him to take off his mask and lay down on the ground. And he's saying, I'm not going to do that. And why would he? He doesn't have to worry about being shot. His spider sense, forget about it. What, you think that a bullet's going to hit him? I don't care how many bullets you throw at him. He's going to get around it. But I'll tell you what, this really does sound an awful lot like some social commentary to me. Nonetheless, the police get called off by Captain Marvel. Captain America shows up, and it's one of the most beautiful, it could actually very well be an iconic, future iconic scene, because it was just gorgeous the way they drew this. Kudos. But they start talking, and then Captain Marvel shows up, and she's all like, just come with me. I want to put you into safety. And boy, isn't that what they always say? No, I'm arresting you for your own safety. Yeah, sure. Anyway, that's why your gun is drawn. Well, Iron Man shows up. And I don't think it was necessarily Iron Man in the suit. We're going to find out, because we never actually see Iron Man in this, what I can only describe as a Carol Buster suit. I mean, the guy's got suits again. People get mad at the whole Tower of Babel, the Batman storyline, where he made a contingency plan against the Justice League, which he himself never actually carried out. Wonder Woman did, but Batman never carried out his contingency plan against the Justice League, yet he gets all sorts of flack for that nonsense. In the meantime, here we have Iron Man. This guy's got prep time out the wazoo, and he's got a Buster armor for something for everybody. He's got Hulk Buster, he's got Thor Buster, he's got a Carol Buster now. For crying out loud, how come the guy doesn't make like a Thanos Buster or a Loki Buster? Something along those lines. And actually, well, he did kind of make a Malekith Buster. That was actually a very cool story. We'll get into that one day in the future. But guys, this is cool stuff, because Iron Man shows up and he kind of forces Carol's hand into killing him. We're going to find out in issue 8 exactly what happened, I hope. Did she actually kill him, or did she just destroy a suit? I'm going to give this comic an A, mainly because we got to see Old Man Logan in this, and it makes everything relevant. It makes it all tie together, which is the thing that, above all else, Marvel does better than anyone else has ever done. The way that they're able to interlace and tie things together, absolutely amazing. Marvel continuity for the win. Guys, this is Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.